What you see and hear on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The Code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcast by this station. The code is available on the IRCA website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 1-242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
You got to make the best of what you have in front of you. And that's some of our problems. We don't know how to make the best of what we've got. You keep on looking out the window and seeing something better. And you think if you get that, that's what's going to make your, oh Lord, this is what's going to make your life better. But I need to tell you, you need to make the best of who you are.
Join us this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for Faith Touch on ZNS TV 13.
Now you can watch the ZNS network of channels absolutely free. That's right, ZNS is now broadcasting 3 separate channels free to air on Channel 13. One channel has the regular ZNS TV HD programming. One is the Parliamentary channel, and one is the 24/7 television community page. These channels may be accessed simply by attaching either a rabbit ears antenna or an indoor amplified antenna to the RF input connector on the back of your digital television or flat screen TV. Once the antenna is connected, select TV mode and choose Auto Scan, and your TV will automatically pick up Channel 13 at no charge. Once you're on Channel 13, just use the channel selector to go to each of the 3 ZNS free channels. Antennas are available on many sites online. Free TV, ZNS brings it back to you.
How passionate are you in what you're doing here?
Very passionate. I've not been good at a lot of things, but cooking is one thing that I put my best foot forward. Every time I step in the kitchen, I do not accept mediocrity. If it's bad before it goes up to the guests, it's not coming out. I'd rather have a dish comes out to the guests late and right than on time and wrong.
As a young man at the University of the Bahamas, I have dreams, goals, and ambitions just like everyone else. My wheelchair does not limit me, and neither does my university.
We gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up.
Brought to you by UBTV and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
For the latest news and highlights in Bahamian culture, tune in to the new Junkanoo 242, Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network. Radio Bahamas 1540 a.m. on 104.5 FM and TV 13. Each week, hosts Arlene Nash Ferguson, Eric Hall, and Darren Bastian engages listeners with some of the movers and shakers of Junkanoo and Bahamian culture. Don't miss Junkanoo 242, Saturday at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Of the Bahamas Radio Network, and as an extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Let's talk about love, health and wellness, transformation, yeah, we got it. Discuss your breakthroughs, national issues. This show will take you there, yeah. Taking it step by step, living your best life yet. Getting stronger and living longer. Let's figure out the questions for ya. I need a little conversation. You need a little conversation. When you need a little inspiration, tune into the conversation. Talk about it on the conversation. When you need a little motivation, life is better on the conversation. Tune into the conversation. I need a little conversation.
Hey, welcome to the conversation, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Whatever, I don't know, what else I can fit in that acronym right there. TGIF, thank God I'm fabulous. Thank God I'm fantastic. Thank God that he is awesome, that he is God's fantastic. Gentlemen, hello to you.
Thank God it fit.
See, let me tell you something. First of all, you're going to have to behave here today.
I say.
Thank God what fit? A jeans? A pair of jeans?
Just it.
What's it?
It.
Whatever you want it to be.
The it.
The.
It.
Yes, you so stupid. I just knew what's going. Carlos, what you going to do?
No, I'm just going to ride this tide with my ride or die here today. You know, this going to be a good show. You know, so I want folks to get everybody. Lavon Miller, you know, on the day.
Shenique
you know what I mean? This going to be something else.
Yeah, no, this can be real interesting and real.
I just can be conscience on the side. Yeah,
you go, but conscience. Listen, I don't understand how the two of you all get around this table because, of course, you know, Ivory would have been the middleman, but Ivory had an emergency come up that he had to deal with, and we pray that everything is okay.
The Bible says God works in mysterious
ways. And see, the two of you all, because I know the two of you all are very strong. The two of you are extremely opinionated, and the two of you tell it like it is. So Ivory believes in polishing things and making it just a little more digestible. So I figured this was how it was going to be today, but I don't think that. Kizzy said, "Dear Jesus, Kizzy, listen, you know we didn't know about this from yesterday. I have teased the fact
and
that
then Mandel summered on a little bit, you know what I mean? Because since you're gonna go put him on the market out there, right? I hear all kind of people that's be calling for him now.
What's surprising about that, Carlos, is quite, and I'll tell you who his biggest fan is.
Oh,
Margaret Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So she there talking about how all these women calling for. I don't quite understand what that's about. But you know,
and she keeping records.
She keeping all the calls. She's keeping all the calls and records. In fact, I hope he is paying her because she's doing a great job.
I believe like he did the call in, so she could text all of them.
I know, right? Listen, Kizzy says she praying for me because Kizzy, that's why I wanted Ivory here this afternoon. Kizzy says she's praying for me because this can be very long. I agree. Hello to you, Deborah. Hello to you, Catalina. I have Levon Miller. And Portia, that's Leyvon Miller, and of course Carlos Reed here this afternoon. And these gentlemen are never short on words. Their opinions come very fast and furious, and they don't pretty it up for nobody. But you know, this is what women desire to hear, because we all desire, and men, but women in particular, because men have an idea that women get it wrong, and women are doing so much that it hurts their chances of getting into a relationship. And so these guys often come here on a Friday and they just kind of, get into it, get into a conversation, get into a topic, explore it, and without at all, almost like I'm giving it with no chaser. What's a very strong drink?
Gin.
Gin with no chaser. So if you could drink that whole like that and have that, what is it, gin on the rocks?
That's what they drink, gin on the rocks.
No, if that's what I would drink.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I like to have a quick. I just want to say for the record that Queen Elizabeth has a gin and tonic with a twist of lime and cucumber every morning at 10 before brunch.
Who says who? You mean 92 or 94-year-old Queen Elizabeth?
Go Google it, yes. And so sometimes I have a Queen's cocktail.
That's what you call it.
A Queen's cocktail.
If Her Majesty can have one.
Yes, why not?
I mean,
If
certainly.
90-something-year-old Her Majesty could have one, then of course,
I
leave
drank
it.
Comtrex the other day.
Oh, Jesus. And you got the woozy.
Yeah, I got woozy from Comtrex.
If Her Majesty can have one, I just imagine.
I don't know. One day I'll be brave enough to have a gin on.
Actually, they say that it opens the palate. They say that the cucumber kind of accents the taste buds and opens up the back of the neck. So she has it before brunch.
Oh, okay. And so she's be able to enjoy brunch a bit more.
Yeah. And then, of course, the gin goes in there and I guess takes out all of the
toxins and whatever else that don't.
Yeah.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I call it a Queen's cocktail.
Tell Megan, call into the show today and let us know what she has observed in the last several months. How about that, right? How about that? But listen, welcome to the conversation. I am so happy that people are tuning in. Listen, I want you all. Hello, Karen. Hello, Tisha from Black Point Exuma. I would take Levin to pick that. It would take no, Kizzy, I'll tell you this. Only Levin would highlight that. Like why he needed to go there. And Jane around this table, because I don't need my general manager looking at me sideways on today's conversation. There's no gin.
And for people like you that are into weight loss, I recommend that you have your gin with water. Because a lot of people think that it's the alcohol that's fattening, and it's not. It's this 32 grams of sugar in this can of soda. Or this 44 grams of sugar in this can of juice.
Well, but alcohol has a lot of sugar now.
Yes, but you're talking about dark rums. Dark rums have a lot of sugar in them.
Yeah.
The white rums, right? The vodkas and the gin have less. I'm not going to say that they don't, because, they come from potatoes, so there are a lot of starches and stuff, right? And if you have your gin with water, right? It's actually multi-pronged because what it does is it's a low-caloric drink that makes you feel great. And the water, right, reduces the possibility of dehydration so that you can wake up in the morning and actually do adult things with your life.
Oh, well, there's your lesson. Carlos, I hope you were taking notes.
Yeah.
No, I was just torn right out.
Yes.
Because see, I remember when I used to drink, and my choice of drinks was Campari and gin. And every time I drink that, I fight.
Yeah.
See that, don't push that on this show, because let me tell you why.
Gin is make you sin.
And this country with these men,
all win.
Depending on how you look at it.
It's gin for the win.
I never when I used to drink gin. I said all the time.
Let me tell you in this country, these men don't need no encouragement to drink. And like Carlos say, I do believe that stuff causes
Campari is also a good drink. It's actually a good bitters. It comes from a root called the Madeira bark, right? We find it on the island called Acklands, where God breathed the best set of man from. Right? They said there are only two set of people in the world. They're Ackland's man and then people else standing next to Ackland's men.
Gosh, have mercy.
Everything else really don't count. And so you find the Madeira bark down there in Ackland's.
I don't know. I heard Eleuthera have some.
All they have is good pineapple down there.
Carlos, where you from?
Long Island. I'm a mixture of Long Island and Jamaica.
Jesus,
I got what go on, sir?
Different situation, absolutely. But listen, welcome to the conversation. By the way, we're not talking spirits today.
No.
This just how this punch go. They just.
And Lavon Vale voice and
well, listen, it's happy hours in exactly 1 hour, right? And I imagine
time.
I imagine that people come to the conversation
to get prepared for the weekend, yes.
For tutelage. And so here on the conversation, I would like to provide them with all of the necessary accoutrements needed to be able to
go out
completely enjoy the happy hour experience.
Yes.
So have your gin with water. You'll be able to wake up tomorrow and do banking.
smell his own mess.
I don't know. Now, how about a first timer? I don't know.
Listen, hangovers are nothing more than dehydration. If you rehydrate, you dehydrate, then you are hydrated.
Then things good.
You in good shape.
Listen, y'all. I tell you, Kizzy, where are you? I would need you here. Yes, please, thanks. Listen, today, Kizzy and all the ladies, all I see is women now on the feed. I'm gonna check YouTube in a minute. But Kizzy and all the ladies, I need you all to share today's video. I need you all to be involved from now, because I need to hear many things that you all think. The topic is things men say and what they really mean. Because men don't speak clear. They speak very, you almost could have to go and have a dictionary on the side of when they talking to understand what it is that they're saying. And so today we have Levin Miller, Carlos Reed, decoding what your man really means when he says what he says. Or the man that's perhaps, you're all talking and trying to get to know, but he's saying some stuff and you're not quite clear. What is it that he means when he is saying what he is saying? And what is it that you need to do after you have heard? Because don't ignore it after the guys already say and put it out there to say, Shenique, I love you on this show. Please stop this man with this rum crap. Listen, I just trying. I really trying. Really trying. Hello to you, Dr. Therese Bonamy. Hello, Esther. Esther's in Freeport listening in. Men speak in a language only they can understand. I totally agree. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's good to have both of you here. I know you celebrated a birthday, Carlos Reed, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And then you was down by the Hope Center with us on Sunday.
I enjoyed that. That was really nice. I worshipped Levin, and I think you need to extend an invitation here to your left.
I've been to the Hope Center.
Oh, you have been?
Yeah, he been before. He was supposed to come for my birthday, but I guess he didn't want to give me none of the number what he win.
I's a diplomat, not a dipping fat. Who you take me for? You think I ain't been to the Hope Center?
Yeah, I didn't know that you were.
Man, check the tag, honey.
You didn't know he's going to church.
I didn't. That's it.
Shenique, come on now. Shenique, you know that I am a Church of God in Christ boy. I grew up in the prevailing Church of God. Huh?
You grew up
and let the good Reverend tell you, when I come, I ain't just come to church. I come in a 3-piece suit.
I thought he was preaching with
because I was a Church of God boy.
Sharp.
I just go to church in suit, shirt, tie, shoes,
not like
socks.
the new age. Because you know how he dresses more.
Socks. I want to talk to these man them around here that they wearing socks. Outside it's 95 degrees, boy. Put on some socks in Jesus' name. Let's continue.
Let's continue.
Yeah, they got that old style dress.
Put socks on.
Who dressed without
me? Yeah, I just
they got that old the West. You gotta put on the West.
A 3-piece suit will not get you in heaven.
Don't worry about that. It could get me in church though.
You should have been there on Sunday. It was really nice. I enjoyed it.
Wow.
And Carlos, I tell you, I love the fact that you spoke about just hope and dreaming and continuing to dream big and establishing something that calls you and calls your attention, like your why, and having that be sort of the light post to beckon you forward and to continue moving forward, and then set new dreams, a new vision, new goals, that kind of thing. And so it was really, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and again, happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so listen, gentlemen, it's, as I started to say, it is very, very difficult when, men speak and men say things and they expect you to understand it. And see, men like to say the ways of a woman is beyond whatever that is you all say. But men like to speak in code and expect you to interpret it. A man could be talking to you for years and make you feel as though you're all in a relationship, but in his world, he never told you that.
Right.
And he never led you to believe that. But a woman understands, boy, this my guy, and this is where we're at, and this is what's happening. Why can't you all just speak clearly, ever? Why?
Because when we speak, it's always an issue. If you say how you feel, then you're cold. If you express how you really feel, then you're emotional. So here's the man trying to decipher, how can I relay what I want to relay and make sure that I'm understood for what I'm trying to say? So in most cases, most brothers just keep quiet. After a brother already tried to express what he wants to say, and he's not being heard, what he does is he crawls back into the shell. You tell him, look here, you don't talk. So he decides to come out of the shell. Then you tell him, you too emotional, man. You carrying on like woman. So he crawls back into the shell and don't say anything.
But why would a woman wouldn't say that unless a man is arguing, going? A woman would not tell a man he is too emotional and carrying on like a woman unless he is going back and forth with her like in an argument form.
Shenique, women say things that they don't mean. They say they want him to speak his mind, but then when he speaks his mind, it's an issue. So he's confused. Look here, when a woman talk, if a woman come to a brother and say, we need to talk, if a man don't understand what that woman is saying, he believes that she wants to have a conversation, but she don't want to have a conversation. She want to get some things off her chest. She wants you to shut up, listen, and then when she finish, put that one over.
Levan, do you agree with this?
I think the word or the terminology is ROI, right? Women they humor me because the truth of the matter is you continue to say that you don't understand what it is that I'm saying when I say it. Everybody has something that's called a self-serving interest. All humans have it. There is no interest that isn't self-serving. Therefore, if I in fact tell you exactly what it is that I think, how will that serve my interest? How will that get me to the place that I'm trying to get? And women do it all the time. You tell the fella he was handsome. You know your little office boyfriend. You tell him how handsome he is today, not because you really thought he was handsome, but because you realize that whenever you say how handsome he is, that brings you lunch. When men do it, though, somehow we are from the gates of Hades, and we are somehow, what is it, trifling Negroes? So I think women are greatly duplicitous in their position on this. Here's what's interesting. A woman can tell a man, you are my sex friend, and have sex with him for 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. And he had better never catch feelings on one condition, that she never catches feelings. Because the minute she catches feelings,
then he has to get
you
in
is
line.
now my boyfriend, and you need to adjust. Well, sister girl, I come over here for the trappings and the trimmings. I ain't come over here for the title, right? And she fine with that. Here's what happens should brother man decide that, you know, I really like the coleslaw over here. You know, you just make it with the sugar in it. And so now I will make you my girlfriend. Guess what happens then? See, that's why you can't get these man all, because they ain't used to nothing. Girl, you believe?
But understand this,
You
though. See,
become
but
a
a woman was
30-minute
not being
conversation on the phone with her girlfriend.
only 30. Let me
About
tell you
how
something.
girl, you have the audacity of this Negro. Girl, I over here trying to give him some of whatever this is I got over here, and he could see this why I could just stay to myself. It is funny how when women do this, the very same thing, y'all just living your best life. When I do it, I trifle it.
When y'all do it, y'all are trifling and y'all are doggone, y'all are, please. As I was saying, Levan, she did not mislead you. You did not misunderstand anything this woman said when she said at the top of the relationship, here's what it's going to be. Carlos, am I right or wrong? She said, you're my sex partner.
Correct.
We're going to have sex. When I'm ready,
but-
when you're ready, let's have sex.
But most women don't do that. You will find, like you and me, probably 1 out of 100 that probably would be real and say, this is what I want. See, I believe that the two sexes send mixed signals. You know, and I often say when two people get together, they try to impress each other, even if they're not really into each other. And then when the true feelings come out, somebody feel like they got taken for a ride.
I don't know. Let me tell you what happens. I think the woman goes, and I think women, and they get me with this every time, right? I love the ones that are so guarded, you know, the ones that have all of the answers that came out of the wonderful little book that they read. I'm here to tell you now that everything that you read in that book is a lie. And none of your life will ever go according to this little book that you read somewhere, you and your girlfriends.
But who wrote the book? That's
I don't know. But
most
apparently,
of the books in Understanding a Man is written by women.
Yeah, apparently all these women is get a set of handbooks to read. Those books are a lie. Or they talking about fellas that ain't us. See, you could say, I mean, and maybe during the doctor's time, women were a bit less aggressive. I live in a very modern world, and these millennial women are very different. All right? And many of them will very much outrightly ask you for your name, your number, and where you reside. I'm saying to you, though, what happens is this is supposed to start off as a summer fling, summer thing, right? As Tyrus Riley say. Then all of a sudden, you hit her with the razzle-dazzle. And now, she decide, well, Shenique got a boyfriend. Tommy got a boyfriend. They say slick things like, so what do I introduce you as?
What are we?
When I take you out around my friends, you know, I mean, what do I say?
Yeah, but she's well and within her rights to ask that.
No, man, you come for the razzle dazzle. Just let me sprinkle this magic on you and stop making noise.
Listen to me. Karen says, why would we try to impress someone we're not into? That doesn't make sense. Kizzy says, and that same shell that you got going on is going to suck the life out of him. Man up.
What?
What? See, when we talk about trying to impress somebody, as soon as somebody meets somebody, they don't even know who they're meeting. They just attracted to the exterior. Most of us don't get to know the person. We get to know what we think the person is. And then when we find out that the person is not who we thought the person was, then we have an issue with it. When I'm saying when we try to impress, all right, take for instance, I often use my wife. I start and get in trouble with that because she got some flight attendant Bahamas, air flight attendants. Yes, go back and tell her everything. Yes. So I can try like to be like neutral today. You know, I've met women in my life, like when I was coming up, when you meet them, they'll go and spend money what they don't have, trying to impress the brother because they feel, but look, if I could grab him, then he will return the same favor to me. He'll start to buy these things for me. All right, I was trying to avoid this. When me and my wife first got together, she went away. And she bought some shirts. She bought some shirts, and she made sure that she bought name brand shirts, you know, and it was just because. Since then, I've been buying just because.
Yeah, but that's how it should be, Carlos.
Yeah, but she knew exactly what she was doing.
Yes.
That's
See, let me tell you something, right? See, most women, right, like most when women get mashed from a brother, right, they'll go and they'll cry to everybody. Oh, he gonna go do this. But in most cases, women been mashing up brothers from that night.
From the garden. We ain't win one on your
from
that
the
garden.
Please.
From the garden.
Please.
Listen,
the reason his wife could go and doggone buy shirts and pull him right in, because you all been playing the game and winning. Carlos, go right ahead. Go. Let me hear this turn. Because you were saying since she going to buy these name brand shirts.
He ain't stopped buying yet.
He ain't stopped buying yet.
So I get sucked right into the web. You see what I'm saying? It's just like how the gambling houses is, right? You get to win once and then you go back believing like you gonna win. You know what I mean? Or when you hit crack cocaine, you get this big bang come down on you. And the Jones out there, he's just trying to get that first bang what he get. You see what I'm saying? So in most cases, Levon, right? I believe that we all mean well. But I believe that there's this need to play this game, so to speak. Women trying to game, brothers trying to game, everybody trying to see who gonna win first.
I tell my female friends, right? This is my advice to them all. Stop looking for love. The only person that has that is Jesus Christ, right? So if you're gonna look for love, I don't know, read the Bible.
Hold on, which is you tell you what?
My female friends.
Would you tell them again?
Stop looking for love.
What should they?
Jesus, your mommy, they probably the two best people. Find you happiness though. Like find a place to be happy. There are so many unhappy people in the world. Like choose happiness. And I'll tell you what I learned. I come from Jesus. I come from two completely different families, right? And as I become of age, I'm beginning to pay more attention to this. So my dad's dad is a bishop in the Church of God in Christ. He has 18 children. They all are with the same woman. He has wonderful grandchildren and a beautiful family. My mommy's daddy, not so much, right? What I realized, though, is that both of these, I do not have more respect for my dad's dad than I do for my mom's dad. Because I realized that though their situations were different, they found a way to make their situation work for them. And so, yes, Mr. Scott has 29 children in about 6 houses. Now, I got it all the way there. But what I'm saying is,
Yep, dear Lord.
What I'm saying is, somehow he was able to materialize that, and so all of his children love him, and they all show up for him, and his grandchildren all respect him.
That's not the message we're pushing today now.
It isn't. What I'm saying, though, is do not get caught up on this idea of cookie cutter happiness. And a lot of the women that I see, the ones that I follow in social media, y'all continue to look for this cookie cutter happiness. The white picket fence, the little black dog named Birch, the 4-bedroom house with the 2 kids. Stop trying to duplicate or recreate this idea of a cookie cutter happiness, because happiness is only where you are.
But
Find a man.
And would you make it?
It's out there. I see.
I'm not saying that it isn't.
I'm one of those, right?
Carlos,
I honestly
for example,
thought,
Carlos, are you happy? Are you in love in your marriage?
Yes, I am. Yes,
But
I am.
love
Here's
will not
the thing.
make your marriage work every day.
No.
And I dare the Reverend to tell me that every single day of his life he wakes up, he's in love. That is just not humanly possible.
Because people misunderstand love. Love is a commitment. It's not a feeling.
It's a decision.
Right. See, you commit yourself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Some people don't love their job, but they commit themselves to go to that job.
I think we're going back to
take,
my
for
point.
instance, you mightn't like driving that jitney.
No,
But you
not-
committed to
not
that
every day.
because what that jitney brings to you.
Actually, I
So
committed
you
to
made a
BEC.
commitment to that. So even when you don't feel like you like your bus,
Yeah.
you're going out in your
Yes.
bus because you understand I made a commitment
But that is
this is what's going to fund my ride.
And that is the point I'm making.
Let me finish with this, though.
Okay.
See, love is one of the most misunderstood words that we have in the English language. We could say we love our dog, we love our car, we love our kids, we love a female. But we use the same love. Love in what Bourdieu was talking about when he said, I want to be loved. He say, I don't want to be loved for what you think I am. I want somebody who's going to love me for me. I believe that is the goal of just about every person on planet Earth. Everybody wants somebody who's going to love them for them, not try to change them, but love me for who I am. Because in every one of our minds, we believe that we are wonderful people. Even with our messed up ways, what people perceive to be messed up, we still believe that we're wonderful and we want people to accept us for who we are. But relationships today don't work that way. Everybody wants, I'm going to love you for who you are now, but as soon as you make a commitment to me, I'm going to try to change you to make you who I want.
And that's the biggest mistake I feel as we go to the first break. The biggest mistake I feel is for husbands and wives, partners, to try and change one another. And leaving, I'm an optimist, he live in it, but I'm an optimist like Carlos. I believe I could be in love and find happiness within that love.
And all I'm saying to you is find comfort, find caringness. If you find someone that makes you absolutely comfortable, someone that absolutely cares for you. See, love is the thing you need to make this marriage work, sure. But I continue to tell people that you need a marriage that could work even if love goes missing. I believe the reason that the divorce rate is 74% is because people didn't know what to do after the love was gone.
Or after it got, sometimes it can become a little monotonous and you have
The
to...
misunderstanding of love.
Yeah, the
Your
misunderstanding of love.
relationship should still make some sense on paper. That's all I'm saying to you.
This is The Conversation. It's a Roundtable Friday. The guys are here today. They are decoding what a man means when he says what he says and much more. Stay exactly where you are. We're going to take a first break this afternoon and come back with more after this.
G&M Appliances on Robinson Road has all your air conditioning needs this summer, like the Comfort Star 9000 and 12,000 BTU 13 SEER for just $3.99. Or how about the Comfort Star 18,000 BTU just $5.99? Or how about the Comfort Star 24,000 or 36,000 at the lowest prices possible? We also carry a large selection of air conditioning parts such as fans, compressors, filters, capacitors, or any part you may need. So, call today at 328-2083 We're located on Robinson Road.
At Miden's Wholesale, the concept is simple. The more you buy, the more you save. Yes, the more you buy, the more you save. This means that at Miden's Wholesale, when you buy in the same group 3 products, you get 15% off, 6 products, 20% off, and 12 products or more, 33% off. Miden's provides you with the largest selection of pantyhose, socks, t-shirts, school supplies, underwear, and much, much more. You can also sign up to be a reseller of BTC and Digicel top-up and to save 33% on your purchase at Miden's Wholesale. We also ship to the Family Islands, and that's not all, because when you shop at Miden's, you can pay your utility bills, send MoneyGram, RIA transfer, and purchase tickets from Sky Bahamas and Western Air. So visit Miden's Wholesale today at any of 3 locations, East Street South, Robinson Road, or Lower Bogey, Luthra. Call 325-4434 or 676-4435.
Breaking news, live, weather, sports, and entertainment. Wake up with the morning edition. Weekdays, 7 a.m., right here on the ZNS Television Network.
Empowering minds, perfecting attitudes, and Christian training. We invite you to tune into Impact with our hosts, Bishop Leroy Emmanuel and the Honorable Miriam Emmanuel, each Sunday morning at 8 a.m. right here on ZNS TV 13. It's dynamic, educational, motivational, and yes, a life-changing experience. Impact. You don't want to miss it.
Get ready to mash this party up. It's ZNS full non-stop. Hey! They've been breaking and scraping all over.
The Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale was developed in 1971 by civil engineer Herbert Saffir and meteorologist Robert Simpson, who was the director of the U.S. National Hurricane Center. It was introduced to the public in 1973 and began to be widely used a year later. Inspired by the Richter scale that measures earthquakes, the Saffir-Simpson scale was divided into 5 categories: Originally, the Saffir-Simpson scale also included predicted barometric pressures associated with the various wind speeds, as well as the relative kinds of damage that could be anticipated. However, because those predictions were found to be very inaccurate, just a few years ago, the warning system was changed to include only the wind speeds, which were also adjusted upwards in the higher categories. A Category 1 hurricane has wind speeds between 74 and 95 miles per hour. A Category 2, 96 to 110 miles per hour. A Cat 3, 111 to 129 miles per hour. A Cat 4, 130 to 156 miles per hour, and a Category 5 hurricane will have winds from 157 miles per hour and up. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Agency.
But even King Solomon would say, all you can do is just kneel and pray. Yes.
Yeah, listen, guys, that's Darren Meadows. You know, the biggest pain in ZNS. I don't care who listening and who watching.
That's my boy, though.
But y'all cover for each other.
Dog,
See, because that's a part of men speak.
Yeah.
Y'all speak a different language, cover for one another, tolerate each other,
Nobody is cover
tolerate each other's
Nobody is cover
stupidness.
for woman more than woman.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, but we have to have each other's back.
I am only responsible for my speak. I am not responsible for your interpretation. And I continue to tell women all the time, right? Because, you know, I don't know why they continue to do this, but they come to me for counsel. And I listen to them.
Who goes to you for counsel?
They. And I listened to them and I said, is that what you understood that to mean? That's not what that meant. Well, he said he was upset and that I shouldn't call him. So I took a break. I didn't call him for a week and then I called him on Monday. No, don't call him means don't call him. Not call him. See, and women do that. Women believe, right, that because the problem over in their head, the problem over. No. I say, don't call me. Time in, okay, 3 days gone by, and I see him posting happy things on social media now, so I guess he's not angry, because the minute you call me, you now re-angry me.
So when a man says not to call, he means
Don't
to call.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, he want you to do. See, because he won't get to the place where he now can make a decision clearly in his mind. Do I actually miss this girl calling me, or do I not miss her calling me?
No, but he really want to test where he at, Levon. He want to see if a brother tell a woman don't call and she don't call, he can call.
Right. Because he understands me.
Because he said, well, maybe, hold on, I must say don't have to rain on this.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, if he tell you don't call, and the next 2-3 days you calling, then he can get angry why he want to see how long you could go without calling him.
So when he trying to do, put her through a test?
Not necessarily.
Man, anybody test.
Woman test, man
But not
test
necessarily,
woman.
you know. Women use their emotives to make decisions, right? I tell people all the time, men are not so much emotive. Men are logical. The thing about being logical, though, is logics change based on the situation and the circumstance I have before me. So, the very same decision that I made today, I may not necessarily make tomorrow once I'm presented with new facts, right? The only thing that allows me time to get more facts is time. So, I may have a decision in the front of me that is cataclysmic at this moment until I kind of fall back. I look at it for 2 days and I say, boy, you know something? If I do this thing here, I may be able to get away with that thing, and then that thing
So you want your little quiet space of no calling for a week or so to go and do other little shenanigans and stupidness.
No. I'm saying so that I am able to be clear in thought. Because here's the thing. The last place a man ever wants to find himself, most men, you can go and ask them, go to by church, ask them, set in church, right? But the last place any man wants to find himself is having made an impulsive decision only to not get the result he want, and then have to live with that in his mind for another week saying, I know I should have waited. And so, unlike women who are able to on their emotion, this thing makes me feel good, I like it, let's go with it. This thing makes me feel bad, I don't like it, let's not go with it. Men aren't the same way. Like Dr. Reed said, I don't like getting up to drive bus every day. Not every day, you know. But logically, I know that if I don't go out here this morning at 5, BC may come at 9. And so the logic behind it makes sense to me. Women don't really understand that. And so when a man communicates to you, he communicates to you with his logic. And it is unfair of us, actually, for us to expect that you will understand with logic. Because we know that that's not the way you hear. It's like if you tell your wife, I don't know what's happening with this dress today. So what, you don't like my dress? I never said I don't like your dress. I said I can't really understand.
Well, say that. No. See, I'll tell you what
I
women
just
don't
said
get.
what I
no,
wanted
you
to
did,
say.
No, you did not. You cannot say, I don't. A woman will
I don't
not say.
understand what's happening with this
A
dress
woman
today.
will not say, I don't understand what's happening with this shirt today. A woman is going to be very clear.
Yes, but
don't you understand?
But because I can't understand what's going on with that, don't mean I don't like it. I think the dress
But
is
wait a
nice.
second, you're going to make such a stupid vague comment.
But see, here lies the problem. Again, just like Levon said, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, as they say. Women function based upon emotions, and men on logics. Both of them could complement each other. But the thing is that the woman wants the man to communicate the way she communicates, and then the man, he's trying to find a way to communicate to this woman any way that he can. There are brothers that I know that'll come down to a woman's level, and let me fix that how I said it, because when you come down, people can catch that he'll come on her ship to be able to communicate with her if he cares about her.
Mm-hmm.
The woman, on the other hand, right, she wants the brother on her ship. Even if she goes on his ship, she's trying to get him to come over to her ship. The woman from day one, from God made the man and the woman motive was always to see if I could control this man, because if I could control this man, then I feel that I have this man. So women will ask brothers to do things not necessarily because they want them to do it, just to see if they would do it. Because what she's trying to do is to test to see where she stands. And the brother, on the other hand, he does basically the same kind of things. Everybody wants to know where they stand. This is why we got to stop playing these games. And if you really like somebody, be who you supposed to be.
But somebody said that on the live feed. Someone did say it on the live feed. Be who you're supposed to be. In fact, we have several questions.
How does being who Shenique, I found you very sexually arousing, and I hope that when we leave here this evening, you will be my lady of the night. If I tell you that will get me nowhere. There is no such thing as an interest that isn't self-serving. As much as Dr. Minnis like the Bahamian people, I guarantee you he going to pick up his salary on the 28th. There is no interest that isn't self-serving. You like doing the conversation. Inga and them, they're your favorite people in the world. But I tell you one thing, let ZNS don't post this check. We need to have some conversation. Now we really need to have the conversation. Mm-hmm. So I hear this, be who you are. I think you're all talking about 10 years into this relationship or 5 years into this relationship, or definitely after the courtship. But remember now, what dating and courting is a job interview. You don't ever go to your job and tell them, now listen, Fridays I need to leave at 3 because I's the kind of fella that just needs to be the happy hour on time. Now, mind you, maybe as the Shenique Miller, 20 years in the business, people know who I am and I've had a platform for now. Yeah, when I walk in, let me tell you who I is right out the gate. So we understand this, as we said on the break. And you could do that when you get 60 or when you get 40 or when you get 50.
This is where the problem is. Most people don't know why they do what they do.
A lot of it is in your genetics.
Watch this. See, most people want a relationship just to say they have a relationship. But why? We have to establish why I need this relationship. Why I need somebody inside my life.
Hold on now. Y'all just want to try and make it difficult for other people. But you're single. Did you have to determine why you wanted a relationship?
No, because I was young and stupid at the time. But I've learned something. That's why I'm writing this book.
You going home
I'm writing this book. I'm writing this book. That's all right. See, let me tell you something. One thing she don't understand.
Miss Reed, I wasn't sitting next to him.
You don't understand. I will call her full name. Tiffany Reed's co-workers, they got her back. Trust me, they didn't call a long time.
See, understand what I'm saying. See, when I was younger, when I first decided, when I was dating first, right, I didn't know what I wanted. I believe at that time I knew what I wanted. This is why I'm writing this book called If I Knew Then, What I Know Now. Most people don't know where they want to go in life, what goals they have for themselves, so they don't know what they need in order to help them to be able to get to that goal. But when people stop looking for relationship first and find themselves before they find somebody else, you're going to have more meaningful relationships. All right, take for instance, let's say if I decide that I want to own a particular type of business and I get myself involved in a relationship before I decide to go after this business. I don't know what that person that I'm in relationship is bringing to this business forum. But if I can decide that before I get into relationship, then I'm going to look for somebody who's going to complement the business what I say I want to go in. So everything should complement your why. Why you do what you do. What do you want out of life?
You're right. And that's why I guess this conversation is so important and decoding what it is you're all trying to say. But and you know, let's go to the phone lines, and then I have some questions from Shannon Forbes for both of you that she wants you to answer. Miss Pritchard, call back after 5. I promise you, the minute I'm alerted, I will come to the phone lines. So Miss Pritchard wants to know, if I could just find it. Pardon me, not Miss Pritchard. Sean. Sean says, ask Carlos Reed and Levin what makes them love a woman. One person answer, the next person after.
I believe the preacher is kicking into the prophetic here, right? And I'll tell you why. This is the question I ask all of my female friends to ask themselves about their relationship. Do I make him better? Men are creatures of territory, right? They ascribe us to being kings of the jungle or lions in our own right. The one thing you know about a creature of territory is the more territory he owns, the more territory he will seek to conquer. The best way to do that is with a killer at his side. And so...
What do you mean? Break that down.
Somebody that helps me conquer territory. And so a lot of time, women fascinate themselves with the things that they're doing, only to not be aware that 95% of the things that you're doing, they for your own pacification, they ain't for me. The things that you think matter to me probably do not matter to me at all. The fact that you just wash the clothes probably don't matter to me at all.
But why is it?
I would go and hire Consuela to come wash clothes if that is the case.
I'll tell you this.
What I do need, though, is I want a woman who is sound in accounting, bookkeeping, and is able to tell me exactly where these nickels and dimes are going. What I do want, though, is a woman that says, listen, I understand that there is a proposal for this thing. I think this fits you well. When you... See, a lot of women look for the mundane man, I call it, right? And I listened to that little panel you had yesterday. I wanted to come in here with a can of flit, but
Kissy, where are you at, Kissy?
But the truth of the matter is, if you're not making him better, all humans are disposable. But you, my friend, are chief among the disposables. And if he can get rid of you, then I guarantee you he will at some point.
This is the conversation. We're going to get the Carlos response. Levin, I want you to wrap that up as well when we come back after the news update. Because, anyways, listen, we're going to take a break and go to the news at 5.
Miden's Wholesale, East Street.
When you respond to the word of God and you begin to speak the word of God and you begin to live the word of God and you begin to act out on the word of God, you will find that there will be a transformed life. And when there is a transformed life, there will be a transformed home. And when there's a transformed home, there'll be a transformed church. And when there's a transformed church, there'll be a transformed community. I'm telling you, you have to respond to the word.
What I love most about working for the Bahamas tonight is that we don't only focus on New Providence. We cover the entire Bahamas. We have a team here in the Northern Bahamas that is ready to bring you the stories, the people, and the news that matter to you. From point A to Z, from covering hurricanes to elections and everything in between.
You got to make the best of what you have in front of you. And that's some of our problems. We don't know how to make the best of what we've got. You keep on looking out the window and seeing something better. And you think if you get that, that's what's going to make your, oh Lord, this is what's going to make your life better. But I need to tell you, you need to make the best of who you are.
Join us this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for Faith Touch on ZNS TV 13.
Welcome to the best of sports world.
Meanwhile, Bahamian Shenique Miller-Ubu broke a 16-year-old Commonwealth Games record as she clinched gold in the women's 200 meters final.
And look back over your life and say, Lord, thank you. When I didn't have bread to eat, thank you. When I didn't have money to buy clothes, thank you. When I didn't have a roof over my head, thank you. My husband may not be the best person in the world, but Lord, I thank you that he's my man. Thank you. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Happily married with 8 children, Mully felt God calling them to sell everything. That call came in 1986 after a face-to-face encounter with children begging on the street.
I was really tormented by these boys in the street. I saw faces of me and I could not walk anymore. I cried, why is it that God wanted me to take me back again?
Together, they engage in a range of activities which may seem simple, but have the potential to give Symphonia the head start she needs.
In terms of this program, yes, it's going on in some islands across the Caribbean, but on the wider level, clearly, how important is that whole issue of the early childhood development?
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Good afternoon, mamas. I'm Mama Shaw Knowles with your ZNS News headlines at 5 p.m. There will be no new taxes for now as number houses fight the proposal. Lawyers for the group took their fight to the Supreme Court today. The hearing ended with an agreement not to impose the tax, 5% stamp duty, pending the outcome of the hearing. Bahamas National Trust Executive Director Eric Carey says Lighthouse Point in Luther should be turned into a national park and preserved for the enjoyment of all Bahamians. Ahead tonight, the BNT's arguments to safeguard the reported potential site for Disney's cruise port. And she's in a class of her own. Shenique Miller-Ubu just over an hour ago won the women's 200-meter final over in the final event of the Brussels Diamond League. Miller beating out European record holder Daphne Shippers and Jamaica's Sharika Jackson, milling with a time of 22.12 seconds to retain the Diamond League trophy. And that's a look at what's making headlines at this hour. For ZNS News, I'm Amajal Knowles.
First memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer, you know. I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this whole epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. You know, it isn't anything specific. It's just, you know, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free.
Tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
BTC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected. Family.
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 Every day, every day, every day.
One of the things with Ill Ability's mission is to empower individuals to live life with limitless possibilities through positive interactions within communities worldwide.
There are many people around the world, able-bodied and differently abled, who have doubts, who lack confidence, who aren't sure what they want to do with their lives, or don't think that they can do what they would like to do, what they dream of doing. And we try to show them that if you have a dream and you stop making excuses for yourself as to why you cannot or should not pursue your dream or your passion, then there are no limits to what you can achieve.
Like when someone sees my dance, I want them to see that message that no matter what obstacles they're faced with, they can always find a way to do it their own way.
We play just like your kids. We text just like your kids. We learn. We even cook. We take selfies. We have hobbies. And we love sports. In every way, we are just like everyone else and enjoy the same things and live our lives every day, just like you do. So if you happen to meet us, treat us just like everyone else. Because at the end of the day, we're just like you. Living life with Down syndrome is simply living. To learn more about Down syndrome, call 727-2105. This message is brought to you by the Grand Bahama Down Syndrome Society.
Did you bring the thing?
What thing?
Protection.
Come on, man. You really want to ruin the moment with that?
I actually think it will help the moment. No worries. Now we can continue. Next time, step your game up.
My teacher say I have hate in my heart, that I am no good, that I like to fight too much. Who does she think put it there? In my house, if you question Daddy, you get a black eye. In my house, a fist is power.
Let's talk. Call the Bahamas Crisis Center's free 24-hour hotline at 328-0922. Sometimes a conversation can change a life.
I've narrowed the audio signatures to 2 locations, Orleans and Westboro.
What do you think, Pete? Westboro?
This one's near an industrial park. I say we start there.
Yep, sounds good.
Let's go.
Follow my lead.
Welcome to Sanjay's Real Time. Can I take your order?
We're federal agents.
Oh my God, this is so Law and Order right now. Dun dun.
We need the address of everyone who's ordered the Bombay Bun in the last 24 hours.
radio, man. Oh, not the cold one.
Busted! Busted! Don't you know you guys are breaking the law by not using your seat belts?
Man, Charlie, man, I'm using my seatbelt.
Wrong!
The seatbelt is not for opening your alcoholic drink. It is for saving lives. And by the way, for those of you who continue to drink and drive, we're on the lookout for you too.
Hey, I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Miss something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Thank you very much, Margaret Elizabeth. Welcome back to the conversation on a Roundtable Friday. The gentlemen are here, and today we are decoding Women Speak. I know I have tons of messages to get to on the live Facebook feed. I will try to get to as many of them as possible. I think we were in the middle of answering a question. Levin was wrapping up, and so he will close his comments, and then Carlos will answer that as a question, I think, from Sean. And so we'll get back there in just a second. But first, I'd like to acknowledge my sponsors. Today's show is brought to you by the Ministry of Finance, Almighty Computers, Miden's Wholesale, USA Flea Market, S&M Uniforms, Money Managers. Many people calling, inquiring about Money Managers. GM Appliances and Club One Fitness Center. Thank you very much for coming on board the conversation, supporting the show. I would like many more of you to come on board. Let's make it happen, guys. To do so, give Renard Miller a call. Give Renard Miller a call. He can certainly get you here on board the show with the best rates ever. And I'm telling you, you can't beat the platforms that I'm on. YouTube Live, by the way, hello YouTube audience. Facebook Live, big hello to Facebook. Also television, 3 radio stations. And so listen, this is where it's at, okay? This is where it's at. His phone number is 805-2494, 805-2494, Renard Miller. Let him get you here. I want to say a big her there was a teacher who said she was getting her classroom ready in Andros, and so I just want to say a big hello to her. Her name slipped me. But if we can get back to the show and the conversation, by the way, thank you all so much for participating today, everybody here on the live feed. And Sean, or Shannon, asked, what makes Levin and Carlos Reed fall in love? What makes them fall in love with a woman? And Levin, you were wrapping up, and you were saying something that's very, very interesting. You were saying something that's very interesting, and you said, you know, you have come to discover it's not so much about what the woman looks like, or, you know, all the rest of it, or even love. It's the fact that being in a relationship with this woman, your life is better.
Yeah, she's supposed to make you better. You know, I look at, and this is probably going to be very close to home for you, right? I tell people all the time, it is interesting when you find power couples, which is the only thing I've ever been interested in being a part of. I'm not very interested in all of the other. A power couple is what I want to be a part of. All right, and you see them all around the Bahamas. We have the power couples, the Frankie and Sharons, the Neils and Patrice.
Yeah, but how much love is involved in these? Like, how much love and passion? Anyway, I'll wait to hear what Carlos says.
Go ask them. But I tell people this, right? For all of those people that are looking for the fanciful idea about love, am I saying that these people don't love their spouses? No, I'm not. But what I do tell people is, I would be anxious to see what would happen if the Reverend Neil C. Ellis lost his wife. See, because he may be very in love with the girl that hands out the flyers at the door. He may be. I just don't think that as the prelate, the presiding prelate of the Global United Fellowships International, he's going to be able to marry the girl at the door. Why? Because he is where he is. I mean, my God, it's not every day that you become his grace. And so now he needs a woman that makes that better. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have the time He doesn't have the energy, I would imagine, to have to go through the whole re-inculcation or inculcation in this instance, because chances are the girl at the door, as devoted as she may be at her duties, just ain't Lady Patrice. And that is what I think a lot of women don't get. And so I say to my friends all the time, forget what it is that you think is important to you. Find out what is important to this man. I support this notion that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. Sure.
That's part of it, though.
But
that
is
finds a good thing part.
I think that is only 1/8 of it. I think we very shallow play in that pool that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. First of all, it says a wife, not a woman, a wife, which means there is a characteristic, not a physical being or physical person, a characteristic. On top of that, though, Carlos Reed's wife may be wonderful for Carlos Reed. That same wife, as magnificent as I imagine she is, may do nothing for me. And I'm wrapping this up. I know of a couple that have been married for God knows almost too long. And I continue to say to myself that I wonder, had that man married another woman, would he have been better off in life? Because when I look at how industrious he is, how well-meaning he is, how deliberate he is, and I look at the fact that he's married a woman that is basically laissez-faire, the question becomes, while he may love her very much, did they make the best hand and glove? And what I'm interested in being a part of, man, y'all could keep the fairy tale stuff. I ain't need nobody to kiss me because I ain't gonna be in no sleep, long sleep, none of that stuff. All them fairy tale endings y'all used to, keep them. What I want to be a part of is a power couple.
You're looking for a roommate who could get you where you want to be. Carlos, what makes you're looking for a roommate who could get you where you figure you want to be in life?
Then I would date you.
Carlos, where you want to go? Carlos, what makes you, the question comes across to ask both of you, what makes you fall in love, what made you fall in love with a woman, or if, hypothetically makes you fall in love with a woman?
I'm a total different person that I am now from when I first met my wife. When I met my wife, I wanted somebody that was beautiful. I wanted somebody that really you're proud to have on your side. As I got older and became involved in my vision, I realized that that was not what I needed to go where I wanted to go. So my wife and I, we went through hell because what I thought I needed at that particular time wasn't what I needed when I started to move up inside life. We have adjusted, we have learned each other, we have now know what each other wants, what each other need. But if I had really known how to choose a woman at that stage, then there were a lot of things that I didn't necessarily have to go through. And I'm sure Tiffany probably feels the same way. You see what I'm saying? This is why I encourage people. Don't rush into making no commitment to nobody about particularly getting married. When I got married because I was a young minister, and I was about 30 years old, I think, somewhere around there. And Dr. Miles Monroe, he was my spiritual father. He wanted me to get married. I wasn't ready for marriage because I just came out of another marriage where I was still a wreck. So I didn't heal from that former marriage. But because I wanted to be able to be this person that he wanted me to be, then I was about finding somebody would look good, not with all the criteria that was necessary for my journey. Then when I came in contact with my purpose, I realized that I had to do another molding, and molding people from who they are to what you feel that they should be is not a comfortable thing. So we went through a process that almost cost us our marriage. We was even talking about getting a divorce, Shenique, because we didn't know what we wanted when we started out. A lot of people are just like this, and this is one of the chapters I'm writing in my book. You got to take time to know people, but first of all, take time to know yourself. Know what it is that you want out of life. Know where it is that you're going in life, so you know who you need to go there with.
Yeah.
See, if two people are going in two totally different directions, you're going to have to carry one. But if both of y'all are going in the same direction, then y'all can go through like easier.
So
how
then
can they walk together unless they
agree.
first agree?
Exactly.
You know, I was taught early, right, through a marriage counselor that opposites attract. That's not true.
Hold on, so you don't believe that? You don't believe that saying opposites attract?
It attract, but that ain't necessarily mean it good for you. You want somebody what likes some of the same things that you like. You see what I'm saying? I don't want somebody what totally different from me. So if I like basketball, you don't like basketball. Or if you like going to the beach, that person don't want to go to the beach. They don't like find somebody what like you. And most of all women, stop trying to find brothers, man. You know, when Boaz found Ruth was busy. Ruth was working, man. You see what I'm saying? Ruth was, even though she was gleaning, picking up like droppings, what drop off, leftover, she was taking care of herself. She might have been taking care of herself the way some women who want to keep friends with Tommy and Remy today. But she was taking care of her responsibility. She had a responsibility to her mother-in-law. And this is what attracted Boaz in her life. Now, a lot of women are attracting a lot of Boaz's cousin because they ain't busy doing what they supposed to be doing.
As, foolish as.
Stupid as.
Stupid as.
You see what I'm saying? And they're attracting them because they don't know what they want out of life. You have to establish in your life where it is that you want to go, what it is that you want to do, where it is that you want to end up. In other words, you got to find out what your why is. Why I go to work? There are people on the job right now, they don't like the job. But why are they on the job? What are you doing with your life? Why do you want to date somebody? Why do you need somebody in your life? Answer those questions for yourself. Then you will know what you need inside life.
Kizzy said you need someone to enhance your life. A level up relationship is what it's all about.
You mean someone to turn you into a power couple? Because here's the thing, right? While I agree that, okay, you may argue that the glove is not as important as the hand. Is the glove as comfortable? I mean, is the hand as comfortable without the glove, though? Is the hand capable of doing some of the things it can do without the glove?
I like what Carlos saying more than you. Here's why. You sound like you just want this relationship. Not even relationship. You want this agreement that is a strictly business agreement.
No, I think a lot of time, and Dr. Reed said something just now that I chuckled at, right? I grew up in the Church of God. I know what it feels like to have that pressure. You know, Rev say it's time.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that pressure.
You bring this boyfriend to church 3 Sundays back to back.
Don't let nobody force you to get married to nobody.
Sudden, the Lord come and tell him that it's time for you to get married. And I found many people that found themselves under that pressure. You want singing the praise team? Good. This boy you bring to church for the last 3 Sundays. By the next 3 Sundays from now, I want. And you know they do that thing. They throw the jazz up in there. The thing I'm telling people is, find women. Make him better. Men,
make her better.
Look for someone that makes you better because
and stop looking for ready-made.
The better you become as a man.
Nobody want to invest.
I need to tell you to hold the point because I like what you said. Stop looking for ready-made, and the fact that both need to look for each other. Because someone said, and I'm going to the phone call right now. Someone said, "What is it then? A woman is just supposed to kind of lay back and continue supporting and building a man's dream." That was said on the live feed. But hold it for a second. Hi, Miss Pritchard. Thank you very much for calling into the show today. Welcome to Roundtable Friday.
Hi, Shenique, and hi, everyone.
Hi.
Shenique, I'm going to help you out. You know, a lot of things what the guys are saying is true, especially Carlos Reed. However, you have some men, you do everything. You get up in the morning, fix breakfast, 5 o'clock in the morning, sometime lunch, and every evening, dinner. You do what you're supposed to do, and some men still want to go there and do bunch of foolishness. So what you do is you love yourself. When you love yourself, guess what you do? You have your money. If you decide to get married, you hide your money as a loan.
You said you hide the money?
If I get married today or tomorrow, that's my loan. You'll never figure out that's money I have hide.
Yes.
But
women need to be smart because men out there use this woman when they build you. You have built them, their vision, grown them, because some of them ain't got it.
Miss Pritchard, that's what I was asking. Miss Pritchard, that is what I was asking the gentleman. I said, hold on, you want a woman to build this dream and help you become whatever your aspirations are, and then when you figure that you've already accomplished, she no longer fits your ideal?
Ms. Pritchard, you say that before you get married, this fella treats you this way. That ought to be a light that cut on. You know, you don't get to change people like that. It's impossible for us to change people. And as I said last week, man only gonna change for one woman. And if he ain't changed yet, then you ain't the woman. Why you would want to stick in the relationship where it's only about him? The relationship is a two-way street. If you find that the brother is not down with you and you're not married to him yet, then you got to start looking for the escape door.
Well, of course,
I think, Ms. Pritchard...
See, a lot of times, people talk what they hear. They don't speak on the life they live.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there, done that. And that's why any man I meet today, let me hear you, I don't want to bang for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm comfortable.
Oh,
I
bless the
work
Lord.
in. I have my own car and job, and that's what men looking for today. But I tell them, you want to know a man, you want to know if a man is into you, you tell them straight. I tell them, I need panty shield, I need stay free, toothbrush, toothpaste, all soap, all these things. And if he ain't you, he can keep going. That's how you run them. You know when a man ain't you. He going.
So Ms. Pritchard, you say lay the law as low as that. I need panty shield.
Mm-hmm.
I need, matter of fact, I need underwear. I need deodorant, and see how he responds.
Mm-hmm.
All them things.
You
The
know,
guy who I dates now, he's there now. He's here now. So if that man means you any good, because guess what? A man automatically knows if he can be with you or not.
Mm-hmm.
And some man, because they don't have that support, and they know you could give that support, hey, you could budget, you could help them build their business and everything, guess what? They still can do it there. Then they won't be, they can still be hanging or pulling on your skirt tail. But they ain't into someone get married or nothing like that. So I don't never let no man leave me. I leave them. The minute I send something in, right? You don't hear me. I ain't calling you. I ain't looking for you. Nothing.
Ms. Pritchard, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate you calling. Ms. Pritchard said, listen, she covering herself.
Yeah, man.
She ain't got no time.
You got to have some value in yourself. Don't look for
Pritchard,
somebody else to validate you. Mm-hmm. You don't need somebody else to determine what your value going to be. You can't put that in nobody else's hand. You see what I'm saying?
I want to say that I think Miss Pritchard is at the Mugobi. I think Miss Pritchard has...
What is the Mugobi?
Levon at the Mugobi too.
Oh no! Listen. I have proclaimed from the mountaintop. Listen, man.
You can hear the way you can hear the way he talk. He don't get his
outside for 2 weeks. I say this all the time. When I had it, I was 26, and I've been outside for 2 weeks. Man, I've not had it. Listen, I take the vaccination for it.
No, the Mugobi is do you bad.
But what I want to tell
all right, just for those folks who don't know.
You know what the Mugobi is?
Yeah, man. Look here, let me tell you something. You know, everybody, if you're a certain age in life, you had the Mugobi. I believe Shenique had the Mugobi
Twice.
Listen, listen, one day when I asked the questions around this table.
I believe she had a relapse.
Explain what the Mugobi is.
Listen, you know the Mugobi is when that person leaves. And you can't eat, you can't sleep. You can't even come in the corner. You have bed, you ain't even sleep in that.
You running the red light.
Lenny say, I turned on the radio until I just didn't want to hear that song no more. I turned the TV on until the TV sign off. My friend called me and say, Lenny, you gotta leave that girl alone. I tell him, see, no, maybe you don't understand. Maybe you never been in love like I've been in love.
Yeah. No, everybody had a dose.
You know, you got to
and I honestly believe that's what got a lot of people in fear right now, where people got walls built up right now, because look, that's some pain, you know.
The Mugobi don't play around. I would rather be shot at close range with a 12 gauge than to have the Mugobi ever again.
Listen, we're going to take a break right now and come back with more of the conversation right after this.
G&M Appliances on Robinson Road has all your air conditioning needs this summer, like the Comfort Star 9000 and 12,000 BTU 13 SEER for just $3.99. Or how about the Comfort Star 18,000 BTU just $5.99? Or how about the Comfort Star 24,000 or 36,000 at the lowest prices possible? We also carry a large selection of air conditioning parts such as fans, compressors, filters, capacitors, or any part you may need. So, call today at 328-2083. We're located on Robinson Road.
The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st through November 30th. When a hurricane alert is issued for your area, which indicates the possibility that you could experience hurricane conditions within 60 hours, you should begin the initial stages of preparation for the storm. When the storm is 48 hours away, a hurricane watch is issued. Once a watch is issued, be sure to get updates from the Met Office via television and radio. Get your battery-powered radio ready. Keep your emergency supply kit, blankets and sleeping bags handy, and your children and pets indoors. Be sure you have extra cash and that your car has a full tank of gas. Fill all prescriptions. A hurricane warning means that a storm with winds of 74 miles per hour or more is 36 hours away. At this point, secure all windows with shutters and plywood. Place your valuables and records in waterproof containers and store them on the highest floor of your home or in the safest area. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
Ever since the days of John the Baptist, suffer violence, and the violence took it by storm, calling the afflicted, calling all souls in despair. Welcome to the Voice of Deliverance telecast from the ministry that is reaching out all over the land, delivering souls and changing lives. The Voice!
Join ZNS TV 13, Sundays at 9:30 a.m. for The Voice That Makes a Difference with the nation's chief apostle, Dr. Leon Wallace.
Meanwhile, Bahamian Shenique Miller-Ubu broke a 16-year-old Commonwealth Games record as she clinched gold in the women's 200 meters final.
So there it is, guys. Listen, I know Karen was asking about it. I think Sean, everybody was asking about it. So Margaret Elizabeth brought us in with Makobi by Bush Kid.
The Makobi.
Yes, and so the Makobi is when your heart has been wretchedly broken, and it's just
don't want bed, don't want eat.
Listen, Levin said he threw away everything out of his apartment and had just a little cot. Where he stayed for how long?
Listen, you ever hear this? You ever hear the song? The musical interlude go dun 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 bang 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 dun. It is like a 3-minute musical interlude before Lenny. Girl, you know I love you.
So and you know what? You want to play a certain song for them however it is.
I tell people, I hope that any night, if my girlfriend has an ex-boyfriend like Lenny, any night he call, I won't be home. Because you can imagine if Lenny pull up to your wife house or your girlfriend house 3 o'clock in the morning and you ain't there with that, no matter what you doing.
Margaret Elizabeth, you need to look for that song. Lenny, thank you very much for holding. Welcome to the conversation. Leave and put your fingers on your lips.
Okay.
Yes, Lenny.
I was in a relationship, right? We were together for like 9 years before we got married. And guess what? The 9 years was great. And like November 14, 1990, we got married on that Friday. And it was good like for 6 months. And after the 6 months, everything went haywire. I would come home, my house is dirty. She's still inside her underwear and stuff, night dress and stuff. Her friends, they would be over there watching soap opera. And so that would be it. So my food is my cup, and that would be me. And so I say, why did I get married? And I was very aware of it. So that's what I got to say on that.
Boy, so you just had a rough time with making a poor decision as well, Lenny?
Hello?
Lenny, can you hear me?
Yes.
You also had a rough time with making a poor decision as well.
Yes, and what I learned from that marriage, right? It's right now, like after we didn't get a divorce, we just separated. And she was seeing the person that she wanted to see. So I said, well, you have to go with your life, not go with my life. So oftenly she would just, try to be stalking me, and I say, leave me alone, because I say you're seeing someone in your life and I'm seeing someone else. So just, let it be as it is. Okay? So just don't be harassing me and, just be stalking me.
Uh-huh.
All right, okay? See, because life must go on.
Yes.
So I tell her go and live your life and I'll live my life.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Shenique. Thank
Yes,
you.
Lenny, thank you very much for sharing your experience with us and for calling into the show
The
today.
fella named Lenny did call?
Yeah, his name is Lenny.
Wow.
I will.
Wow.
Yes, Lenny, thank you so much.
Okay.
Karen says we can all learn from our mistakes as long as we learn and not repeat them. Sean says you have to know what you went in and what you want and what you went into marriage for.
One thing for Miss Pritchard though, Shenique. Miss Pritchard talked about the fact that she cooks and cleans and does this and that, and see, that's where women find themselves in trouble. What matters to you matters to you.
Right, not
if
that
you
other person.
if you were Leaving Miller's woman, you could cook in here more than Betty Crocker. Cooking don't move me. Chances are you can't beat me cooking anyhow. You could iron till you fall down. I need you to iron whenever I want something iron for real. I can go by, the people. You understand? So you have to find
So you're saying
out.
you would not appreciate this woman cooking?
No,
or
this again come down to knowing what the other person
Yes.
needs are. Not what you think their need is
Yes.
or what their wants is. This is what comes down to knowing somebody. Like somebody said, right? Like experience, you learn from experience. No, you learn better from other people's experience. Not everybody got to get bite with dog to know dog is bite. Not everybody got to get burned with the frying pan to know it hot.
Exactly.
You watch
Learn
somebody
from somebody
else do
else's
it.
experience, I
Somebody
agree.
say a smart man learn from a dumb man mistake, but a wise man learn from a smart man mistake.
Mm.
You watch some other people make some mistakes in their life, and you determine in your life that you're not going to do those same things. That you're going to do it different.
Yeah. And happiness is not cookie cutter. I asked this question to a couple of my friends a few days ago, and I've not been able to get an answer. What is the difference between a man that decides that he's going to have 2 children with a woman and then divorce her? That woman is a single woman or a single mother. Versus a woman that decides that I want to be a professional, and so I'm just going to have my children, and I want to have them at this age, and I'm just going to do it. I'm going to decide to pick somebody that's responsible, and this is what I want to do. You now have both single mothers. So, the way happiness looks or what happiness is something that exists in your mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Find a place that you're happy. Find someone that does that for you and hold on to that happiness for as
if you
long
find
as you
it.
can.
If you find it.
Be happy. Listen, anything that ain't making you happy, throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, leave it alone.
People are disposable, and if you don't believe that, that is why death comes. To teach you that there is not a single individual that you cannot live your life without. Learn that about human beings, accept that about human beings, and understand that your happiness is probably the most permanent, temporary thing that you will ever have in life. Do not allow anything to disturb that or disrupt that.
Or allow it to be centered fully on any one particular thing or
Be
person.
happy.
No,
be
it
happy.
should be
That's
built upon
important, and it's
you.
something that we all have to cultivate individually. Yeah?
Exactly.
Listen,
See,
I want you all to talk about, before we went to the last break, you both were talking about how you have to invest and build in a relationship. I want to know what that means. I need you all to break that down, but hold on for a second. Let's clear the lines. Hi, Randolph. Thank you very much for holding. Welcome to the conversation.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm
Good afternoon.
to pick up Kyra's gift. Hello?
Yes.
Good afternoon. I'm downstairs to pick up Kyra's gift at the
Wait a minute, Randolph, you can't call live on my show asking for a gift that you should have been here since yesterday. Go outside. It's already after 5, and you needed to come here between 9 and 5, okay?
Oh, you told me to come in the
Hi, Ms.
afternoon,
Taylor.
that's
Thank you very much for holding. Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, I'm enjoying your show, Shenique, as always, very timely. But I think Mr. Miller is just in the playing stage right now. I don't think he's really serious about no relationship. Because he is picking back with Ms. Pritchett was saying that she washed, cleans, and everything like that. That's normal in a relationship, especially if you are married. That is normal, okay? Now, some men, you have to teach the man how to clean. What happened when the wife has the baby and you can't afford a babysitter or a maid to come in and help you, or if she is sick or whatever? So that's where you get into cook, clean, and iron also. So that ain't no big deal, but you talking, but you can. You just need to wake up to reality. I think you're in a little joking mood no more right now. So I think you're serious for no relationship and stuff like that. So, you know, I think you're just in a little joking mood, because really, seriously.
So, Miss Taylor, you feel as though he talking about the woman who ain't ready. You saying he ain't ready.
No, he ain't ready.
Stay single.
Yeah, he ain't ready. He ain't ready.
Yes.
Okay.
I come from a marrying background, Shenique. Marriage is.
And I think he probably might have been hurt.
Yeah, he had the McCoby.
Like
but
he ain't really right now.
Yes.
Okay? But I pray that he could find that one woman, because only need one
No,
woman.
he can find it. He can find it.
You know?
Yes.
Oh, bless the Lord.
You know, that's it. But the conversation is really be off the chain.
Thank you, Miss Taylor. Thank
really
you so
off
much.
the chain, and you're doing a good job.
Miss Taylor, thank you very, very much.
Okay.
Thank
y'all
you.
Enjoy your evening.
Yes, ma'am. You do as well, and have a great weekend. Shay, welcome to the conversation.
Hello.
Hi, Shay.
Hi.
Is this Shay?
Yes, hi.
Welcome
Can you hear me?
Welcome to the show.
Okay, well, I'm enjoying the show, but I disagree with that last caller, because I don't want to cook and clean either.
So cooking and cleaning is not your thing.
All day, lunchtime, breakfast, that's what I want to do too. So I think I need to find someone who's going to be able to afford for us to have a housekeeper.
So you're trying to say, sure, you will help build the empire, but put things in place that this empire, hire who?
Consuela.
Shay, you want any Spanish woman in your house?
I don't care, because nobody is no threat.
Shay said, listen, she could help you.
As long as she could cook and clean.
Right. And me and you could go there and build this empire.
Shay said she will, yeah.
I was the guy on your panel. I was him.
Yes.
I can cook and I can clean, and there's a time for that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I want to do. That's not fun.
Shay said that she is willing to do exactly as you need her to do, or a man wants her, but she is not going to cook and clean. Yes.
Yeah. See, ain't nothing wrong with that. People would say something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
At least she is saying from the get-go.
She is not the cooking and cleaning
this ain't
type.
the kind of woman that I am.
Exactly.
So if a brother decides that he still wants it, he already know. She's straight up and said, look, I ain't that kind of woman. You see what I'm saying? And I believe that we have these conversations before we go carte blanche into these relationships, you'll have better relationship. In other words, tell me straight up, look at you ain't expecting this. All right, how much times, like a week, the brother could expect to get the cookie? Be real and be honest.
Well, while you're at it, you gotta ask her, do you smoke the dope? While you're
all day. Yeah, Shay say all day, so you can get the cookie all day.
Well, I mean.
As often as we can get off from work and right. Because we still got to take care of business.
Indeed.
So as long as we got free time, I'm available.
Oh, bless the name of the Lord.
If you want food, then you'll tell us to do me in the kitchen.
And here's the thing.
But you just say cooking and cleaning.
I'm cooking, man. The lady done cook, and she done clean. I work hard, he work hard, time for fun.
I agree with you, Shay. I like that.
These wives, women believe that's our job, and if our job is in the home cooking and cleaning, then we can't go out there and be corporate women. So you got to choose the battle.
Yes, yeah. I agree with you, Shay. I agree with you. Thank you so much for calling, Shay.
That's an old age misconception.
It is
though.
a misconception.
About cooking and, about cooking and cleaning,
it's supposed to be the woman doing these things. Nah, man, times done change. Things done change.
Kizzy said, make sure the cookie clean when you talking about you could get the cookie.
Yeah, man. Listen, and let me just dispel this myth right out front, right? I come from a marrying background. My grandparents were married for 75 years. My parents were married for 32 years. Marriage is all I know and what I aspire toward one day. There are just some things that I do not require, and women don't get that. Man, you can wash these clothes as clean as you. I do not require that from you. I do not require that you cook. Now, will I come home and eat your food? Absolutely. Will I completely love it? Absolutely. It is not a requirement of mine. What I require is a woman that is current, a woman that is relevant, a woman that is in the know, a woman that is salient. I need a woman that is a sounding rod for me. So when I come home and I say to you, listen to me, I hear them talking about this housing scheme and only 9 people were able to qualify for it. Give me the 3 reasons why you think that failed right outright. And when you bounce your 3 reasons off me, I say, no. Because if we consider the fact that they said this thing, and this thing, your reason number 2 doesn't apply. And you're able... I need that.
A good back and forth.
So you needed
a
somebody that can
mind.
challenge where
a
you are
sharpening
in
of the
life.
mind.
Because if your brain is not doing new things, you are getting dumber by the day.
So you don't want no dumb wife.
I don't want no dumb nobody.
See,
Randy.
this is where cultivating comes in, right? Everybody today wants that special person in their life to come in ready-made. They want it already fixed. You see, this is why so much people look at the grass next door when it's green and they envy the person's grass, not knowing the work that they put inside that. You see people have good relationships. You believe like that just happened. They just walk in their life and they just hit it off. See, people that see the glamour, but they don't know the story. You see what I'm saying? They see all the glory, but they don't know what you had to go through. You see what I'm saying? And then after you don't cultivate, you know what I mean? You believe somebody out there with trifling and smile up in your face and you're supposed to give away everything what you done cultivate to be able to go and go have a good time.
Yes, Carlos, you know what I like what you said, and I know sometimes some conversations we have off air is only meant for off air, but I like what you said. You said, listen, I have worked with your wife, Tiffany. You all have really, she has poured into you, she's built you, you have built her, and she has worked with you to iron out stuff and the vice versa. That you ain't got no time now to look at Shaquita and what Shaquita may think.
I too old for that garbage now. You see what I'm saying? I know where I want to go in life. What you gonna offer me?
But you see what I'm saying? There's also the single man's perspective, right? I don't have a wife, but let me just tell you, man, if all you got is this, then you could keep that. Because like an old man at a watering hole tell me, that don't work good without this. This make that work dead good. And so you have to understand that at some, listen, when I was 21, when I was 19, maybe not 21, when I was 19, I lived South Beach. You could have called me and lived Blair Estates. You could have called me and lived Mount Pleasant Estates at 2:30 in the morning, and guess what? I had a little Nissan Sentra, the B14. I used to call the Silverado. I would have been flashing up and on my way. If you call me at 2:30 in the morning, it better be because you feel the Spirit of the Lord leading us to break out in the mighty concert prayer, because that's all about to happen right now. I in my bed and I sleeping. When a man gets to the point where sex is not his ultimate motivation, you got to turn up these cookies for him. See, when I was 19, 20, when I was the run and gun, anything for these draws. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 3 years, I tell people I used to call it the pit bull in me. When you engage the pit bull in me, you know how the pit bull grab you and just lay there and sleep. And he will lock there for a month if he need to. I was good for that. These days, I know what I want. My question is, do you know what you want? If you believe that we can provide that for one another, let's get towards that. If not,
so you ain't running and gunning no more. But I'll tell you what, you have changed, Leben, because I know you used to scope out. I wouldn't give all your secrets out there, but this dude here,
the Lord has delivered me.
The Lord has delivered. He used to scope out, and he used to see who was vulnerable, especially on social media, and he used to pounce. And so and then you were saying that you were like where Carlos is. In terms
it comes a time in a life, right? You know, the Word of God says inside 1 Corinthians 13, everybody knows that's the love chapter, right? Yes. But it says, when I was a man, when I was a boy, I act like a boy. Yes. But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Preaching now.
See, when you reach a man, certain things don't move you. You know, these girls, them feel like tweaking and they can grab a fella and keep. That's certain fellas them. That's the fellas just would want to spank you and, you know what I mean, see you later. You know, they into the tweaking. But a brother, like you said, A real man would want to go someplace, a person who has come in connection with their purpose in life. They want somebody who is going to have them stimulating conversation, who is going to challenge them through that transition from coming from mediocre to somebody that really connects with their future.
Yeah,
You
and
see what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
need a hyena. You know, one of the most irritating things for me is a woman who everything I says to her, she giggle. What are you laughing for? I am trying to have a cogent conversation with you. Are you a hyena? And I'll tell you this other thing.
What you mean, a woman when you say everything done, she laughing at everything?
Someone that can't, you meet me here.
It's a nervous
I'm
laughter.
here.
It's
Meet
a nervous
me here.
laughter.
No, we can have some fun, right? But
when I get serious, I'm
everything
serious.
ain't about that.
Everything ain't a joke and a
And let
giggle.
me tell you something that we realize, and a lot of women don't understand, and men realize this. By the time as we hit 28, and I learned this one from SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs taught me very well that Krabby Patty could cost you. And men know that. So that's why we just stay home. Because if we go, what the place name that Mr. Krabs own? You know where that is. If we go there and we order the party, we didn't understand that come at a cost. And at some point,
you can't shake.
And at some point, you start deciding what expenditure you want and what expenditure you don't want. I have no desire in making an investment here. So tell you what, keep the Krabby Patty, I can keep my coins.
This is The Conversation. Margaret Elizabeth, so I have to take a break. I see you, Mary, and I see you, Joshua. I will see if I can get to you as soon as we come back after the break. Stay close.
What amazing idea to go into the communities and into our world and into our country and into the homes of people and into the lives of outstanding and extraordinary people all over the country. I think that telling those stories, again, helps us to connect to the notion of okay, how can I live a better life? How can I be better? This is how this person achieved it. Where can I find common ground so that my life can match up as well? And so Ordinary People is an amazing, amazing concept, and I'm excited to be a part of the Ordinary People family.
As a young man at the University of the Bahamas, I have dreams, goals, and ambitions just like everyone else. My wheelchair does not limit me. And neither does my university.
We gon' walk it out and ooh, mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up.
Brought to you by UBTV and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
For the latest news and highlights in Bahamian culture, tune in to the new Junkadoo 242, Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network. Radio Bahamas 1540 a.m. on 104.5 FM and TV 13. Each week, hosts Arlene Nash Ferguson, Eric Hall, and Darren Bastian engages listeners with some of the movers and shakers of Junkadoo and Bahamian culture. Don't miss Junkadoo 242, Saturday at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on the ZNS Radio and Television Network.
Hi, I'm Stuart Cove, and for many years, I've taken pride in introducing young Bahamians and international visitors to the wonders of our Bahamian underwater world. Our marine ecosystem helps to keep our tourism industry and fisheries sector healthy and lucrative. We must all do our part in protecting it for future generations. And that is why I ensure our staff and customers are taught about the importance of coral reefs. I do this and more to protect our underwater life because I care. Do you?
I lived in fear for my life. I lived in fear for my children. I lived in fear of how I'd provide for them. I thought that he would change when he promised he would, and I forgave him every time he said that he was sorry. I became devalued as a human being until one day I ceased to exist as one.
Let's talk. Call the Bahamas Crisis Center's free 24-hour hotline at 328-0922. Sometimes a conversation can change a life.
The Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale was developed in 1971 by civil engineer Herbert Saffir and meteorologist Robert Simpson, who was the director of the U.S. National Hurricane Center. It was introduced to the public in 1973 and began to be widely used a year later. Inspired by the Richter scale that measures earthquakes, the Saffir-Simpson scale was divided into 5 categories. Originally, the Saffir-Simpson scale also included predicted barometric pressures associated with the various wind speeds, as well as the relative kinds of damage that could be anticipated. However, because those predictions were found to be very inaccurate, just a few years ago, the warning system was changed to include only the wind speeds, which were also adjusted upwards in the higher categories. A Category 1 hurricane has wind speeds between 74 and 95 miles per hour. A Category 2, 96 to 110 miles per hour. A Cat 3, 111 to 129 miles per hour. A Cat 4, 130 to 156 miles per hour, and a Category 5 hurricane will have winds from 157 miles per hour and up. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Agency.
Thank you very much, Margaret Elizabeth. Of course, big hello to Portia Fernandez. She's back, got back yesterday. And I'll tell you, gentlemen, this. I'm going to out her a little bit. My general manager is listening and watching in today.
Oh.
And she's enjoying
Mr. Vo Isaacs.
She's enjoying the conversation.
I just want to say Shenique makes me say these things.
Don't.
I'm a decent man. I was raised in the Church of God in Christ.
Listen,
I grew up in the prevailing Church of God.
You know when somebody knows you better, so they know better. They know that I have no influence here.
Can I take 10 seconds though, Shenique? Man, did not Fantasia just sing the roof off these people's church today? Man, God is a good God.
I wish she
had picked a better song for her voice, right? Because I always like to see her in her majestical range.
But did Jennifer Hudson sing?
This show started before Jennifer Hudson.
But that funeral still going on?
It almost over. I believe they want to let the funeral go right until the day before the rapture. But let me also say this. Them musicians, they are troublesome musicians.
No, child, because Karen said, tell you, don't even do it. Don't play around. Fantasia was awful, is what she is saying.
She was awful?
Awful, yes.
I thought she picked the wrong song. But and this is the last thing I can say. Them musicians, they are no good. Because you all know we on a time stamp, and you all know this black church. And the rules in black church is if you want this to be a funeral, you can't play nothing in the chord of A, E flat, or G. Otherwise, this ain't a funeral no more. And we have in black church now.
But that's what it turned into, I'm sure.
Yeah. And the keyboard player going,
don't tell me Fantasia break off in a shout.
Not Fantasia, man. They lick off from a little earlier when the Clark sisters.
Oh,
yeah, man. They start having church. I say, listen now. Watch it now, Rev.
I kind of watched them, John McCain, whatever that, his 80.
The man 83.
Shut up.
He had brain cancer.
Shut up.
Why this funeral for 4 days?
Oh, dear. Because he's a statesman. God, don't be Donald Trump.
I don't want these statesmen around here. Try that.
They ain't gonna do that.
Enough of us like you all have 4 days with the funeral.
They ain't gonna do that.
I didn't talk.
By the way, of course, my boss says hello to both of you.
Hi.
Here's says Karen says Pastor Reed is a very intellectual person. I don't know what that says about you. Dr. Therese Bonamy says Carlos is talking sense. Karen says I'll tell you this, Leva needs deliverance. Inga chimes in and says, Levin is intellectual as well. He just is misguided in some areas. I used to enjoy, of course, we know that you had a talk show. You don't anymore?
I'm on hiatus. I'm waiting until I hear an utterance from above.
Oh, Lord. Anyway,
that may be from right upstairs in this building. We don't know how far above it is.
Yeah, who knows exactly where? Cherie is saying hello to both of you.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hi.
Cherie is saying hello to both of you. So listen, gentlemen, in the few minutes, because Margaret already told me I have 5 minutes remaining. In the few minutes that we have remaining, what does a man mean when he says, I don't want to ruin our friendship?
It means if I put the razzle dazzle on you, homegirl, everything in your life that ain't nailed on or tied on go fall apart. And if I do that to you, we can't be friends no more. I have a friend. His name is DeLan. We call him the Plain Line. He say, you got to make sure you don't motorboat him. So that's probably what he mean. If I motorboat you, our friendship may just not be the same no more.
Right. So in essence,
you can't handle this.
We ain't going there.
Yeah.
But
meet me to
know,
church.
anytime, like, if you have a friend, that's, in our case, a female.
Yeah.
And you cross that line, it's not the same no more. And I believe that anybody would been around for a little while understand that. You could have a good friend and you cross that, and then you don't see that person the next day. You see them, you don't even know how to talk no more. You understand what I'm saying? There's some things that you not supposed to touch.
And understand
some things
it.
Supposed to be sacred.
But,
and on the real, it's good to have friends that I'm going to talk to some people out there, right? It's good to have friends from the opposite sex that y'all don't have intimate relationship with. You see what I'm saying? Because see, when a woman needs to hear something from a man's perspective, if she has a friend that sees her as a friend, he's going to tell her the truth because he's not looking for something.
Right.
It's the same thing with the woman. You know, if you have a woman friend and let's say that you're in a relationship, somebody that you could call and you could get a woman's perspective, is healthy for the relationship.
But there are some people, and I'm old enough to also know that there are some people, right, that you think that you're attracted to sexually or whatever have you, and you all do cross that line, and you realize that, you know something, let us be friends. I found
Hold
over
on,
the
you
course
already
of my
crossed the line?
Yeah, you know, you get catch with your hand and cookie jar. I've lived long enough to know that some of those people will turn out to be some of the most life-worth friend that you will ever have.
Okay. What does a man mean when they say she's just a friend?
She's just a friend.
That means all my boys, you are free to hit on her, and if I find out you are hitting on her, there is nothing for me to be mad at. She's fair game.
Margaret, Elizabeth, thank you. I'm going to say one more minute. Let me just say, hey, thank you very much. S&M Uniforms, Money Managers, GM Appliances, Club One Fitness Center, USA Flea Markets, Midas Wholesale, Almighty Computers, and Ministry of Finance. Thank you all so much. Carlos Reed, Leland Miller, thank you both so much. Thank you everybody on social media and you on our YouTube streaming as well. Quasha and Margaret, thank you as well for this wonderful week. Everybody have a great weekend. God bless. See you on Monday.
The views and opinions expressed on this show or program are not a reflection of the Bahamas Radio Network and, as an extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.